Hey, Cool Gamer. What's up, Cool Gamer? Happy Monday. Did you give me a thumbs up, Cool Gamer? I appreciate it. If you did, somebody did. I think it was you. I appreciate it. Happy Monday. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. Welcome to anybody that's listening. Comment in the chat. Leave some positive words for Monday. And tell me how your day is going. I'm glad to see you, Cool Gamer. You've been coming back lately. I hadn't been going live a lot, but I have in the past week or so. And you've been back. I missed you, and I'm glad to see you. It's like 2:45. I don't know if anybody's going to see this video or watch this video or basically listen to this video because I am driving. So my phone is on my seat because I have to pay attention to the road. But I hope whoever comes across this video, I hope you're having a good day. I hope things are going well for you today and will continue to go well for you this week. Earlier, there aren't many people on here, but when I go live, some of them tell me to go live earlier. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? These trucks are getting on my nerves. Whoa. But at least it's YouTube live and it's not StreamYard. So hey, this joker, this buddy can run all day. It can run all day. It can run all day. It can run till I get to where I'm going. Thumbs me up. Whoever just came across this live, thumbs me up. Leave a comment when I end this live. And why is the live starting over? Oh my goodness, it's done it like too much. Starting over. Okay, I just got a notification that my Eagles are going live. Don't get in front of me and crawl. Feels good out here. it is. So state troopers are hot again. Jeez. State troopers, state troopers, state troopers. It's so warm today. Is that an armadillo? I don't know what is wrong with this connection. Is it because of all the trees? It's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's hot out here. It's like, it's hot. It's January. It's hot. Hope the weather's not about to be bad. Cause it's a little bit too hot, January. Whoever's coming through here, speak to me. Hello, hello, speak to me. I'm on the road. Hey, Lucinda. I'm on the road, Lucinda. I hope you can hear me. Nobody's in the chat. It was me and Cool Gamer for a minute. But you know how Cool Gamer is. Cool Gamer has to check out everybody. Look, I'm hitting the comments thinking I'm on StreamYard. No, StreamYard. I'm on YouTube because they keep telling me to do YouTube instead of StreamYard. So I'm trying out YouTube. Thank you, Lucinda. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And congratulations on your grandbaby. Congratulations on your grandbaby. I know you are having fun, 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 fun. It's going to take me about 20 minutes to get to where I'm going. Initially, it took me, maybe about 30. So I went live. And everybody that tells me to go live early, they haven't come to the live. But when I go live late, they tell me to go live early. You're welcome. I remember, I think what say 7 ounces, 1 ounce. That's a good size, a perfect size. It's so spiritual joy. Yes. Are you going to spoil him, Lucinda? Are you going to have him to the point where he doesn't want to lay down unless one of you guys are laying down with him? My oldest baby wasn't spoiled, but she had to be against somebody's body. She had to be against somebody's body. I'm working, but I do not have a Zoom call, so I'm able to chat. Okay, I appreciate that, Lucinda. Thank you so much. It's hard to get them. I see now why people say go live every chance you get. Go live every day if you can, but if you can't, at least as much as you can. It's like you reach one. Sometimes you get to one before you hit the other one. And that 4,000 hours, it seems like it's a lot harder. Girl, he already there. I was over my daughter's house. Right. He wouldn't let you put him down. Up all night. You coming back to hold him all night. Okay. But see, a lot of times they aren't even spoiled. Sometimes babies some of them just prefer that body heat, and because that's what they've had for 9 months. So once they're born, now some of them are independent little guys and gals, and they can, sleep in their crib alone or on the bed, because my parents and my grandparents always put our kids on the bed. They would put them in the crib. But I would put mine in the crib sometimes. But it's like they've been in that warm place for 9 months, and some of them aren't spoiled. They just like that loving, that warm feeling. Oh my goodness, and not to mention, my baby would, my oldest daughter, she would get mad. She was like, off that, nuzzle up in your bosom. And so she loved it in my mom's bosoms. She loved it. Hey, Spiky. How you doing, Spiky? He's 3 weeks. Oh, okay, 3 weeks old and a spoiled brat. I told her this is the bonding time. Yes. He needs to be held. Yep, he needs all the love. Yep. Some of them, they may not cry, but they just may not get comfortable unless they're snuzzled. They're just up in your bosom, on your body, laying on your chest, laying on your stomach, and they love that. They enjoy that. Like I said, I have some babies in my family. They didn't need to be held. Well, they needed to be held. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't cry or anything. They would lie in bed. As long as they were snuzzled up and covered up, they were good. But other ones, they wanted to be right there in your bosom, nestled in your bosom. I can't stand when that happens. Spiky, if you're still in here, can you see Lucinda? Well, Lucinda, does that automatically mean she can't see you? Hey, Tina. Welcome to the live. Tina says hello, Lions Pride in chat. Hey, Tina, we're just in here talking about these sweet babies. Sweet, sweet, sweet newborn babies. Well, Lucinda has a new baby. Well, to me, they're still newborn. If they're under 6 months, to me, they're newborn. She has a newborn baby boy, and she says he's so sweet. So we're talking about babies and how they need their love, how they need to snuggle up and bundle up under you. Lucinda says, is it just in my chat, Lucinda? Tina, Lucinda says hello. You remember, I don't know if you remember, but I couldn't see Sonia for the longest time. I couldn't see her forever, and I complained and complained and complained and complained. Every time I would go live, I would complain about it. I could not see her. I don't know what happened. People talked about, being shadow banned from channels and stuff like that. She had never said anything ugly in the chat. She wasn't blocked. I think it's because of my location and all these trees. So if I'm going out, y'all, I'm sorry, but it hasn't affected me yet. Tina says I'm a mama of 8 kids, and okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry, I got a phone call, and I'm always so paranoid that the phone call will end. Tina says you can see Spiky in Danielle's chat, but you don't see her in here now. Your grandmother had 11 kids, Lucinda? Yes, back in the day, my grandmother had 13, no twins. Back in the day, those ladies could handle it. They held it down, and most of them didn't have any pain medication. So I figured if my grandmother could have 13 and no epidurals and all this stuff, then I could have mine without it, and I did. And boy, I tell you, it was like Mack trucks, but but I'm glad I did it that way. I'm glad I had my children with no epidurals, no pain medications. I don't know, it doesn't mean anything as far as the connection or love or anything, but I think for me it does. I wanted to be aware, and I wanted to just have them natural as possible. Lord, I had 8 biological kids and it's 1 set of twins. Oh, all vaginal births, only 2 epidurals for me. Yeah, that's how it was too, Tina. And I don't knock epidurals at all. But for one, I was afraid of them. I'm not going to even lie to you. I was afraid of an epidural. And I didn't intend to get one. But by the time my labors were so fast, they were like, do you want an epidural? And I was like, no. And so by the time they asked the second time, they were like, okay, you're really dilating fast. Do you want an epidural? And I was like, no. So by the third time, it was like, I didn't need one. They were here. Your grandmother had 2 sets of twins? Wow. Wow. Ooh, that's something else. Ooh, that's just as hard because, my grandmother didn't have any twins, but just think about having twins. Oh my goodness. And 2 sets, you carrying 2 babies twice. 2 babies feeding from you at the exact same time. Oh my goodness. Twins, triplets, and the more, further and further, the more and more you have like that, that's a lot. That's a lot. Women have to be strong. Lucinda says epidural has fentanyl in them. See, I didn't want anything. I didn't want anything at all. And sometimes it slows the labor process. So I don't know if it slows it by how much. I never really worked in labor and delivery, but a lot of my friends do work in labor and delivery, and it kind of slows the process. But there are some women, their labors are just fast, epidural or no epidural, their labors are fast. Lucinda says on top of twins, she had 7 other kids running around. Yes, it's when you have, to me, I don't know if you guys know Six Bowls, but she has 6 little girls. And they're not all little, but that's That's not too commonplace. I don't know. I won't say that. I don't know many people who have. Most of my friends have like mm, 4, 5 maybe, but 2, 3 is the average for the people that I know. But it's so amazing. I feel like if those ladies could do it even way before our parents and grandparents, if they could do it out there in their homes, in the fields, wherever they were, then I'm like, okay, I can try it. And I did, and I'm glad I did. Hey, Boots. Hey, Boots, Flaws and stuff. Lucinda says, I'm just not big on medications, plus the stuff stays in the body. Yeah, I really didn't want to have any medications during my labor at all. Especially, pain medication. Sometimes people have to take medication, and that's understandable. If they're diabetic or have, if their blood pressure goes up or something like that. But as far as like that epidural, I definitely didn't want to have that. Lucinda says, hey, Books. So how has your Monday gone, Lucinda? Books, Spiky, Tina, how has your Monday been going so far? I titled this live Mind Over Matter Monday because we were talking yesterday, and I know Monday is a hard day for some people. Not hard as in like, just harder than any other day, really, but like at work. Sometimes depending on your job, over the weekend you come in on Monday and you have like a boatload of work to do, or for whatever reason, the first day of the work week, different things happen, and it's just it can be kind of rough or kind of hectic. Lucinda says if she can avoid medication, yeah, she rather do it holistically. Yes. Busy nonstop Monday. Yes, a lot of times I think that's why people are like, Monday, ugh. And I'm like, Monday is a blessing. Just try your best to go into work focused, prepared, because it's Monday. Your Monday may be rough or may be filled with extra work, especially if you work at a place that functions 24 hours a day, but you don't work on weekends. You're a Monday through Friday person. So sometimes you have to come in and see what's going on over the weekend, get things together. Monday can be something else at work. But I try not to I love Monday. I love Monday. Because think about it, before you know it, it's hump day. Once Wednesday rolls around, next thing you know, it's Friday. Yep, it is, Lucinda. Tina says, since COVID, I work from home. Oh, Lord, I read that out. I'm not giving any information, YouTube. I was just a mentioning of the word. Not giving any information. Work from home, busy day. Yeah, even though you work from home, it can be a busy day. Like hospitals, right, Lucinda, right. Like hospitals. Yes. Can be very busy. The administration or, whatever office position that you have, when you come in after being off over the weekend, sometimes the weekend has a pile of work. They've left a pile of work for you to do Monday morning when you get to the job. You work more since working at home, Lucinda? I can believe that. I was like, at first I was like, okay, I'm not working from home because I think I would become lazy. Y'all, if I worked from home. I think I would become lazy. I would truly prefer it. It saves gas. Even if your job is really close to your home, it still saves gas. You don't have to be dressed when you clock in. Like if you're running late, say you oversleep, if you have to be at work at 8 o'clock and you wake up at 8:30, at least you don't have to get ready and get to work. You just jump up, you run and clock in. Or even if you don't, or however you do it, because some people don't clock in. Some people, I've talked to some people who work from home and they still clock in on their computers, and others, they don't have to clock in. Their time is managed a different way. But in case you are late, it's so convenient to just jump up and say, hey, I'm here, or clock in if that's what you have to do. And then in between time, get your shower in, get your breakfast in. Yep, they work you to make you sure. Yeah, right, Lucinda, right. Exactly. They sure do. Lucinda, I do too, but I love it actually. You get more done, Tina. It does, Lucinda, saves gas. You don't have to worry about getting sick, and it's better for the company. Right, right. And if you aren't feeling well, you're at home. Because a lot of people, they go to work because they have to, even when they're not feeling well. So it cuts down on going to work. It used to be a big thing where employers would be like, come to work, come to work. But fortunately, lately, they're not that way so much. And this was even pre-pandemic. A lot of employers were like, okay, stay at home, because they didn't want you to come to work and then everybody else gets sick. But years ago, they would be like, come to work, or bring a doctor's excuse. They had to realize that not everybody who's not feeling well needs to go to the doctor. Hopefully you don't need to go to the doctor, but you don't need to be around your coworkers either. You don't need to be around your coworkers. So, I think people started to realize that, okay, don't try and force people to come to work. If they're not feeling well, let them stay home, because that reduces their productivity. Because if you come to work or somebody comes to work sick and you get other people sick, then that reduces their productivity. Tina says, "Sis, I use my breaks and lunch hour to put meals in the crock pot." Yes, or shower during my lunch if it was a late morning. Right, right. It's so convenient, Tina. It really is convenient. Lucinda says, "I still dress up because I'm on Zoom calls most of the day." Yes, yes. And um one of my friends, she dresses the top, y'all. She dresses from her waist. She may have on shorts, pajamas, but she makes sure her top, that she has on a nice top. Because she's on Zoom calls as well. So she makes sure that she has on a nice top. But from the waist down, she may have on shorts, just throw on a skirt or pajamas. But she got to make sure that that top is looking nice. And you got to make sure that that hair is still, you got to make sure the hair is done. So, yeah, I still dress. Okay, Muslim Zoom calls. So many people learn nothing during the pandemic, or can't afford financially to miss work, and the germ pool never stops. Oh my goodness. Yes, a lot of people. That's right, Tina. I noticed that like years ago when I was younger and I started to work, like people would call off or call in to work, saying they can't come to work, they weren't feeling good. And supervisors were like, you need to bring a doctor's excuse. If you can't come to work, you need to bring a doctor's excuse. Not all of them, but sometimes. Especially, sometimes people, I guess sometimes people call off a lot, and they kind of felt like, okay, are they really just calling off because they need to, or do they just not want to work? But that was like maybe 20 years ago. But in the most recent, I say 10 years or less, supervisors, they want you to be, they want to make sure that you're feeling well, because they don't want you to come in spreading germs, and then two or three people come in, and you know how it is during cold season, flu season, and stuff like that. So they just rather you stay home and lose a little bit of production, instead of the company having 3, 4, 5 people at home because everybody's got a bug and they can't come in. And so I guess back in the day, people were more inclined to, not all people, but some people would They like, I'm calling off today. I'm not going in. But nowadays, like you said, Tina, people can't really afford to miss work. They really can't. You stay dressed for Zoom calls, and just because it helps me mentally be right, right. It does. I have a friend, the one I was just talking about a minute ago. She does. At one point, she said she found herself getting slacks, getting a little too relaxed, but she made sure to always go ahead and get up and and to take advantage of the convenience of it at times. Like you said, Tina, you can get dinner on, like Lucinda said, or it saves on gas. So, but she was like, even though she had to do Zoom, right? Usually when she went into the office, she was really dressed, like really business. It was nice, really, really dressed nice. So she found herself not dressing poorly, but not being as business like as she used to be. And they didn't really say anything about it, but she just said she didn't like that. She found herself getting like, she would probably put on like a t-shirt and put on a cute necklace, cute earrings, and it's really just a t-shirt that she has on. And where she used to wear a nice blouse, little bow ties and stuff like that. So she had to get back into that, because she was like, what if I have to start going back in? She was like, I'm getting too relaxed. I'm getting too relaxed. So she was like, what if I have to start going back in? Yeah, some doctors will say not to come in, just call the right. Call in since the pandemic. Exactly. It's best to get dressed up like you are in the office to keep the morale up. That's true. That's definitely true, Lucinda. Because I think with her thing, she likes her job. But like you said, it can be, you get a little too lax and your morale and all that can kind of go. And you get a little complacent just thinking, oh, I'll get it. Even if I don't get it done, I'll get it done at some point, even if I'm not really on the clock, because I'm at home anyway. So yeah, you can get a little complacent, morale gets down a little bit. And then I've talked to some people who work from home, and they said that they miss the interaction with other people. So have you found yourselves missing interaction with other people? Book says, yes, Tina, dressed to impress. Books, I saw your comment the other day, and it said something about my name came in your live chat. You don't have to tell me which name, but I was trying to figure that out. Like, what happened? Yes, it can get, it's some people, you know what? I think it's a good thing. I think working from home is a good thing. For some people, it helps with their kids. It helps. They don't have to have a, babysitter. That saves them money. It saves with the gas. It saves with babysitting. It saves with, having someone to pick your kids up from school or taking them to school, or having to put them on the school bus. Like, I was the type of person, I didn't like my kids riding the bus, so I would take them. I always got a job where I could take them to school and I could pick them up. So if you're that type of person where you don't like your kids riding the school bus, you want to take them, you still, I guess, have to get up like what, 7:30, 7:20, 7:30 to get your kids to school. But you also have the convenience of being able to pick them up, not having to, latchkey kids. A lot of times you don't want your kids having to come home using their keys and stuff like that. You may have neighbors who are really good that watch out for them, but depending on the age of your kids, you don't want them getting off school buses and having to use their key to get in. So it's really, really, it really is convenient. And it really does, working from home really does help. It really does. And I see a lot of companies decided to just keep it that way. Some companies, were glad to get everybody back in, but some companies found that it works better for them that way, because I guess when you think about it, it's probably cost effective for them to not have everybody coming into the office using the utilities, only having the skeletal staff that they really need at the facility. No, someone was speaking on you about something they felt you did to them in your chat. Oh, okay, Books, I got you. I was like, how did my name? I'm glad you handled that, because I'm like, people be tripping. I have never done anything to anybody in a chat, but it's one person, and I know who it is because they keep complaining about it. I'm like, get over it, like, because I haven't done anything to you. Now, what I don't do is I don't let people come. Y'all know how social media is, right? We each and every one of us have, if you're on, depending on what you're on, if you're on Facebook, right? You have a Facebook page. You have Twitter if you have a Twitter account. You have Instagram. And there are options there. And each and every one of us has the most important option of scrolling on. Like, go on, go on. I don't, what I don't like, I feel like if you're on YouTube, if what you're doing on your channel doesn't break the YouTube guidelines, then you don't have to worry about what somebody else thinks of it, unless you're being an a-hole, unless you're being a bully, unless you're trying to bring people down, unless you're trying to demean people. But sometimes people will have a disagreement with you on your channel, and they'll hold that crap against you forever and a day. And I'm like, so tell me what it really is about me that you don't like, because I don't bother people. I come on my lives and try to be positive, but because maybe a conversation didn't go the way you thought it should have went on my channel, then you have an issue. You have an issue. I don't. Books and Falls, what happened? They came in my chat like I was supposed to chastise you about your platform. Where they do that at? Right. Like, I don't even know. What did I tell me? Not who it was, but tell me, what did I do to them? Like, on the platform. It does, Lucinda. And my thing is this: as long as YouTube, Google, and the content creator controls what goes on their chat, whether it's in their live, whether it's in their comment section. YouTube, Google, and the content creator, right? So if you're on, for instance, I'm not going to come to Lucinda's channel. If Lucinda says something on her channel and I disagree with it, I respect Lucinda, and I know Lucinda's a respectful person. Same way with Boots or Rock or someone like that. I respect them. We don't have to always agree. We can say one or two sentences, and that's enough for us to know that we're not going to agree on that subject. Why do we have to fall out about it? Like, if I say oranges are really great fruit, they're better than apples to me. And then Lucinda says, girl, I prefer apples. I'm like, really? You do? What makes you like an apple, girl? And Lucinda might say, well, what makes you like an orange? You got to peel the orange, this, and that, and the other. And I might say, well, I got to peel it, but the orange is juicier. Okay, do we need to go on past that? Because it's been established that Lucinda prefers apples, I prefer oranges. Like, why does it have to keep going back and forth, back and forth? And I'm on Lucinda, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Lucinda's chat. I'm on her comment section. I owe her that respect. If Lucinda says she likes what she likes, I can say I like what I like and then leave it alone. You see what I'm saying? Like, people don't respect each other enough to say, this is your channel. What you say, I can agree with, I can disagree with. After one or two sentences, after one or two back and forth, it's common sense for grown people to agree to disagree and move on. But a lot of people will keep coming back to your chat, writing books, writing narratives, writing theses. And then when you say, okay, see, this is up for me or Google to shut this down. And since Google gives you the right to determine what goes on, just shut it down, and then they get mad at you. Hey, Rock Just Living. Hey, Cooks with Love. How y'all doing? So I'm like, how you going to chastise somebody for something that they're doing on their channel, and it's not harmful? I don't understand that. And like, I don't bother anybody. I don't bother anybody, but I don't let people bother me either. I think all of us are like that. Cook says, hello, everyone. Blessings of love. Lucinda speaking. Rock says, hello, Lions Pride. Everyone in chat, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming to the live. How is your Monday going? Lucinda says, folks look for any reason to be bitter. Girl, I just ignore the mess. It's ridiculous. Right, Lucinda. It's all you can do is ignore it, especially if you know you haven't hurt anybody. You know you haven't done anything to them. It's just like, say, Facebook. Okay? Whatever you put on your Facebook page, if you get tired of a person putting something on their Facebook page, guess what you can do? You can unfriend them. You can choose not to see them for 30 days or whatever they do, what they used to do with Facebook. I can't remember. And you can, like, just unfollow them. Or you can make your point and then keep it moving. That's how I am about YouTube. If I go to Rock's channel, and Rock's, like I said, with the same with the apples and oranges, she says, I prefer working day shift. And I'm like, Rock, I prefer working evenings. And Rock tells me, a couple of reasons why she prefers days. And I tell her a couple of reasons why I prefer evenings. It's not my place or job to convince Rock to like evenings better than day shift. And then to get upset with her about it and to say, I don't allow her to have her opinion. She doesn't allow me to have my opinion. That's crazy as heck to me. I just wish people would grow up. Like, grown people, grow up. And if you don't like what's going on in somebody else's chat or on their channel or on their live, then get out of it. It's the easiest thing to do. Get out of it. And I truly don't stop supporting people because we have a disagreement or we don't agree. It's so crazy to me. Like me and Chef Finest Wine, one time, like I said, that's why I always say Jill, Chef, Rock, people like that, Lucinda. I love people who speak their mind and they put it on the table and they let it go. It is what it is. I'll say we were talking about the abortion thing, right? Chef Finest Wine says that he's against it. Okay, my thing was, I'm not against it. But we had to explain. He thought that I was saying, you against what, Chef? Like, he thought, I was trying to get clarification. So he said he was basically anti-abortion. So I'm like, I'm anti-abortion for me. So I understand what you mean, but I'm not anti-abortion for the next person because I'm not living for the next person and the next person's not living for me. I don't think it's my place to tell someone what to do with their bodies. I think that's between them and their doctors. Y'all, it was squashed. It was over with. It was squashed and over with. We still disagreed on whether somebody else. And then when we talked about it, he said, oh no, I guess he's kind of against it. But then he said, even if it is somebody else's body. But when we explained kind of like why it was for, I can't be for it or against it for someone else because it may be a health reason. The doctor may say you don't need to do this or something like that. Or the doctor may say it's fine. You can have this baby, no problem. But I can't judge somebody. And even if I feel like it's wrong, I can't get mad at them. I feel like the law should stay. Once the law was passed and it had been that for 50 years, leave it alone. But he and I, we did not fall out about that. We both, he's not for it. I'm not for it personally. But as far as other people, to each his own. We didn't fall out about that. People will fall out about you, like Lucinda said, because they want to find a reason to be bitter. They want to find a reason to be bitter. And sometimes it's the people who rarely even comment in your comment section. Too bad this is your platform. Right. Block and delete. Lucinda says, Lions Pride, some people are permanent victims and live for confusion. Exactly. And I've seen some people, they get on here and they complain or whatever. And sometimes there are things to complain about. There are a lot of people on here who have reason to complain. But I see other people who will really morally, ethically do you wrong. And because they'll test you. You see what I'm saying? They'll test you and you mess around and pass the test. Then they feel like you're doing them wrong. You got a bad attitude. You got a nasty attitude. No, I have a street morality and I have a just a common sense type of morality. And I just have that morality of doing the right thing. I don't like it when people try to do the wrong thing to me and make an excuse for it. I really don't. Like, I don't like it when people try to do me the wrong way and then they try to make an excuse for it. Lucinda says it's always what you say and how you say it. Interpretation is everything, but things get lost in translation on social media. It definitely does, Lucinda. It definitely does. Because I've had conversations where, sometimes people say they won't even have certain conversations on social media. My thing is, certain conversations, I can get that, but sometimes certain conversations need to be had. So if you have the conversations and you end up not agreeing, why does it have to be an issue? Why does it have to turn to a personal attack? And even when it's not a personal attack, some people will take it as a personal attack. It's like Lucinda said, they find a reason to be bitter, or they find something you said in the dialogue to take it as if you're attacking them. Now, if I go back and forth with you and I tell you, you know what? Well, it's probably, if it's to the point where we're going back and forth, it only takes like 2 or 3 minutes of conversation to know that you're not going to agree. You shouldn't be talking back and forth with me for a whole day, the next day, over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be going on. That really shouldn't be going on, because then I start to question, and especially if you're coming to my channel, I'm starting to question you then. Like if I come to Lucinda's channel and we've talked about something and we're not agreeing, I should not keep coming over there saying something. It's been made clear that we don't agree. Move on to the next thing. There's bigger and more important things, I'm sure. It's big. There are bigger and more important things than that particular conversation. And that's what I like about Lucinda. That's what I like about Rock. I've seen y'all agree on things. I've seen y'all disagree about things. And it's no big deal. Us disagreeing is not going to put any money in our pockets. I'm trying to see what the good thing about it is going to be for you to fall out. It's not going to put any money in our pockets. Us disagreeing isn't going to take any money out of our pockets. We can have a dialogue and probably even have a platform and spread a positive message, because nothing I'm doing, I'm not trying to do anything negative. Now, people will come at you with negative intentions and then you reply back negative. They get pissed off. But every reaction deserves an equal and opposite reaction. So when you come in wrong, you have to accept what it is. Right, Boost, it's a woman's choice. Lucinda says, I don't take it personally. I just steer away from the messy folks and support the positive content creators. Exactly. And another thing that I don't get upset when people can't come to my channel as much, because it's so many of us. Lucinda has said time and time again, she takes certain days or times and she goes, you'll start seeing comments from Lucinda like on all of your recent, say it may be a week worth of videos. You'll see Lucinda commenting and responding. And then you may not see her say anything for a week, which it's not usually even that long with Lucinda. I promise you, I don't know how Lucinda does it. But I never get upset if I say, oh, I hadn't seen Lucinda in a day or 2 or 2 or 3 days, because she has other people she has to support. And she also has a life. People work, people have families, and sometimes you don't have time to sit on here and go to everybody. What I do try to do is everybody who supports me heavily, who I see them at least 2 or 3 times a week, I try to get those people. I definitely try to get those people. Book says it's adults acting like kids. I'm only going to say what I have to say one time. Thank you, Books. Thank you. And that's it. And it's so crazy how 40, 50-year-old people, some 30s, just fall out about nothing, about people you've never even met, people you only know on here, and some you've gotten close to. But why are you falling out about stuff online? Hey, Nirvana 30 says, hi, Lines Pride in chat, checking in downtime at work. Hope you all are good. Yes, Nirvana, I hope you're having a good day at work. We're doing good. We're just having conversation about why it's so crazy. Well, it just kind of went there because I was asking a question and Boost let me know. So I was kind of curious about it, because when it said my name, I was like, what did it say? Did my name come up in the chat? And I wasn't even in there because I knew I had caught the replay. But yeah, it was like something about what goes on. I just don't understand why people feel they have a right to tell you how to handle your channel. Now, like I said, I look at channels and I shake my head and I think it's ridiculous, the things that they do, the childish things that they do, the hurtful things that they do, the evil things that they do. We all can have opinions about everything, and we all can have opinions about that. But I don't do that. I don't bother people. So when somebody says I do this or I do that, no, I don't bother people. But what I won't let you do is come over into my chat and take over, because I'm not going to ever go into anybody's chat and take over. I just learned that when you're on somebody else's platform, if Google is fine with what they're doing, YouTube, you can not like it and you can dislike it. But if you're having a conversation, just scroll on, keep scrolling. Somebody else's live, somebody else needs a like or a comment. And it doesn't mean you have to be ugly with each other. Nirvana says, hey, Lucinda, Rock just living. Boots, hey, ladies. Where is Rock? Rock, I wonder if Rock was at work or if she was getting off. Lucinda says, my motto is a bunch of strangers on YouTube. Right. No need to argue with people you do not know. There's no need to argue with people you do not know. And it's mind boggling. It's confuzzling. It's confuzzling, confusing, and puzzling that people feel like they can tell you how to do your own platform, especially when you don't bother people. So if what I do bothers you, then unsubscribe, move on, go on about your business. And you don't have to announce it. I mean, people, it's so funny when people say, oh, I do this and I unsubscribe. You don't say. You don't say. Really? She's working. Yeah, I saw her come in and I spoke to her. I hope she heard me speak to her. Oh, there she is. She said, hey, everyone at work. So just listen. I appreciate you, Rob. I didn't, Rob, I was like, Rob was like, this girl fussing. I'm about to get up out of here. But yeah, I truly wasn't fussing. I just was trying to say, I wish people would understand. Like, I may be in chats where people are arguing or whatever. But you like who you like, whatever's going on their platform. But what I don't like is when people are bullying, dogging people for no reason, just going off. And what I mostly don't like is when people come on your channel, come into your live, or come into your comment section and try to have a conversation with you, and they want to win. At the end of the day, what it's about to them is winning. And I could never win in Lucinda's chat, because that's her chat. What she allows or what she wants, she can block it, she can ignore it, she can unsubscribe. You know what I'm saying? If I start acting crazy like that, I can't do that in Rock. We can have a conversation. I respect those ladies, and I think they respect me, and Books and anybody else. I mean, anybody on YouTube. I respect them enough to say, oh, I don't like that, or I wouldn't do this, to give my 2 cents and then keep it moving. Let the conversation go on to something else. And if we're having a dialogue, if that's what the live is about, then fine. But I'm not going to come to your channel and write a thesis, write a book. I'm not going to do that. I might leave you a paragraph, but it's definitely not going to be attacking you, and it's definitely not going to be saying you mistreated me, because at the end of the day, that's your channel. And even if we don't agree, guess what you can do? You can say, you know what? I don't want all these comments on here that she likes, and you can delete it, and I'm still not going to get mad, because that's your channel. That's your channel. Rock says, right, I say it all the time. Just move on. Just move on. If you're that's just like some people who I love. If their live is something I'm not really into, I just catch them when they go live later. Lucinda says, Rock, just living. Exactly. Cook says, Nirvana, hey sis, my daughter had a set of twins. Boys, it's a lot of work. Yes, they're almost 18 now. Yes, twins are a lot of work. Kids are a lot of work, period. Rock says, and just because you don't see people doesn't mean anything is wrong. Right. Folks be busy, Rock. They do. And we'll probably catch up. Stop taking stuff so personally. Lucinda says, exactly. Rock, that's what I just said it. I said, I don't see how Lucinda does it. Lucinda is one of the most supportive people on here that I've met, that I've encountered. Other people are really, really supportive, but I don't expect everybody to be in my life all the time. I think what it is, y'all, I think is that some people kind of sit back and they watch lives. And if they see you in certain people's lives and you've missed one or two of theirs, I think they start to feel like, oh, so she can be there or he can be there, but they've missed my last 2 or 3 lives. It just happened that way. It maybe just happened that way because it may be that they're busy at work. When you see them catching somebody else's live, maybe it's on their lunch break. Like, I'm watching YouTube all the time when I'm at work, but notice I don't go live a lot, because once I get off work, yeah, I'll still watch, but I don't want to do a live all the time once I get off work. Or you may see me at work and I'm leaving some comments, and then I might stop commenting. That's why I can't stand it when people say, oh, I spoke to her in the chat and she didn't speak to me. Well, guess what? Guess she may be a teacher. She may be on her break period. Well, kids come in right when you speak. She won't see it. She may be a nurse. She may be a doctor. She may be whatever. He may be whatever. And you leave a comment and they just happen not to see it. And they may have spoken to 3 or 4 people ahead of you, but some people have to take a break. They have to break off at some time, and they're going to miss a comment. I like people who I really love and enjoy. If their live is not really interesting to me, because I support them, I'm going to give them a view for a few minutes. And if it's just, I need to be doing something, then I'm going to move on, and I'm not going to watch it. And I may even leave a comment just to show some degree of support. Cook says it sure is, Rock Just Living. Start the video and let it play on. Rock says if I'm not interested in the live topic, I thumbs it up. Right, Rock, exactly. You thumbs it up and you keep it moving because you've shown some support. I subscribe to people who have content that I'm not really into, but if it's positive and it's not harmful and it's not hurting people, I still subscribe to them. I still thumbs them up and I still leave a comment. Because if we're all about trying we're all trying to make it on here, or we're all trying, if you're a content creator, you may have 500, you may have 5,000, you may have 50,000. So if you have 500, I'm definitely going to at least try to leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, and, subscribe to you. You may be into cars. I'm not into that kind of stuff. You may be into body work. But if you've come into my chat and you've supported me, or you may not have come into my chat, I just see somebody else during somebody else's chat. And I go and I see, okay, he's an auto body mechanic or something. I'm not into that, but I'm still going to subscribe to him. Because it's all about support. Girl, I give them the gift of ignoring them. Baby folks know they would be wasting their time if Lucinda say if and they came to me with drama. I'm just going to block them and ignore them. Right, which pisses them off. Exactly. Book says, yes, Lucinda really is. Lucinda says, right, Rock, right. I mean, it's awful. And hey, Annie, welcome to the live. Lucinda says, hey, Annie. Cooks with Love says, we all stay busy at times. Our life goes beyond YouTube. Annie says, hello, Lucinda. Yes, we're all busy. We have families. First of all, you guys, we have to have me time. And you have to take care of you so you can take care of your families. You have to work. You have to do your work. Like, some people can't just go to work and stay on social media all day, kick back and be on social media. Some people, when they're at work, though you can listen in, like I'm always in the comments, but I do have to work. So you may miss when one or two people spoke to you, but you don't mean any harm by it. Like, just because you see me in the live doesn't mean I'm going to see all the comments. And if you don't see me on your channel for a little bit and you've been liking stuff on mine, guess what? And you see me on somebody else's, I may have just missed it. Some people don't allow you to be human. Like, sometimes you just miss it. And sometimes you kind of have a schedule. You say, okay, I'm going to do this person this today. And you may only take 2 days out of the week to do it. So on those 2 days, say if it's Thursday and Friday, I may do Rock Lucinda Books that day. Just go through just liking stuff and leaving a comment. Then I may do Six Bowls, Georgia Girl, somebody else Friday. So I'm not going to get to everybody that week. And then the next week I'll do it. But when I can, or if I'm off, I'll do what I can do. But people just don't listen to that. People don't care. And I'm like, I see you here. I appreciate you. And I'm gonna get to your channel as well. And if I leave you one comment and you left me 5, please don't charge it to me ignoring you. Charge it to me trying to get to other people. And charge it to me maybe working. Charge it to me having things to do, trying to take care of me, trying to take care of family. Like, we should be on here. To me, social media has always was, I thought, designed to be that getaway. You know how, like, we have things we have to do in life. Why don't people look at social media as the getaway, the fun time? Why do people look at it as a place to come for drama, mess, and I'll say SHIAT, to pick on people, to bother people, to critique people? People come to social media to really criticize you about the way you run your channel. And the only people who can truly have an effect on the way you run your channel is YouTube and Google. As long as you're not breaking those guidelines, who is it for somebody to tell you how to conduct your channel? Block me and move on. I can block you and move on. And I really do y'all know I like having conversations. And what fun would it be if we all agreed? So we should be able to disagree. I want to disagree because you may tell me something that I'm not considering and open my eyes. But don't be mad if you can't change my overall perspective. I may be able to tell you something and you see it in a different light and say, okay, that kind of opened my eyes to it a different way. But that doesn't mean you're still that you're still not gonna stick to what you thought. I can't get upset with you about that. You may change your perspective a little bit. I shouldn't want you to completely change your perspective because I don't have to live with you and you don't have to live with me. I think it's too much of that going on. Right, Boost, family first. I really truly think it's too much of that going on. When people can't change your mind, your mindset, or your perspective, or the way you view things, they get upset about it. And they keep coming back and coming back and coming back. So that's what I mean when I say I'll never be disrespectful like that. If Rock and I were having a conversation, I left a comment in her comment section. Rock don't even rock like that anyway. Rock, no pun intended, doesn't even rock like that. She gonna tell you usually she gonna tell you enough to know not to keep going. And I think some people get mad because you're really blunt. When you put it bluntly and let them know that, hey, this ain't about to be drug out. I said what I dragged out. I said what I said. You said what you said. We don't agree. Moving on. No peace, love, and harmony. Peace, positivity, and prosperity. Keep it moving on to the next subject. Let's work on something we might agree on and make some progress with. Because when we don't agree, there's no progress to be made. Like, you can't change a person's mind. And even, like I said, even if you saying, well, look at it this way. Sometimes you can change a person's mind. My mind has been changed before, about something. But what I don't like is if you can't change my mind, don't get mad at me. Don't go off and start saying I'm this way and I'm that way. I could do the same about you. You're this way and you're that way because you didn't agree with me. But at the end of the day, if you're on my channel and you're in my comment section, YouTube and Google have given each of us a channel, and they have said it's okay for you to conduct and sometimes you can come to somebody else's channel. You got a little leeway in somebody else's chat too. If I come over there and I did rock like that and I went back and forth with her, you know what? I might think about it later and say, you know what? Let me go delete that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just did too much. Or if I don't and Rock felt that way and she deleted it, I'm not going to be offended because we all control our channels to the degree that YouTube allows us to. That's why I hate it when people go off about people turning off their comments. That's their channel. They have the right to turn off their comments. It's an option. Ross says, bye, Felicia. Book says, those people that criticize others have no lives themselves. Exactly. Lucinda's like, wave and bye. Give them the gift of goodbye. Exactly. Everyone, please don't forget to thumbs up the live. Yes, please don't forget to thumbs up the live, y'all. If you happen to come across this live, please hit the subscribe button. Once that notification bell comes up there, please tap our notifications so that you'll know when we're live. When we over here chatting and talking like this. And we're not fussing, we're not arguing. But there's just some things that you feel passionate about. Especially when you see it go on a lot. And it's going on amongst grown folks. Y'all grown people who damn near elderly. Most of us like late 30s, 40s, 50 years old. And y'all, I don't see some of these 20-year-olds acting the way their parents act on social media. Annie says, hey, Rob, Lucinda, Rob laughing at Lucinda. Rob speaking back to Annie. Rock just living, wrap it with a bow. Right, wrap it with a bow. And then sometimes I'm like, it's like one or two people that I know that does it. Yeah, and I think they even went on to a social media, somebody else's platform, a platform I'm not even on, under a fake name saying, she did this, she did that. I'm like, some of y'all too goddamn invested. Some of y'all too damn invested. Like, it's like Book said, it's something that's not going right with them within their home. It may be their husband, their mate, their children. Somebody's putting that hammer down and telling them, no, this ain't going to be this way. So then they come to social media and to pure damn strangers and try to run strangers. It's unreal. It's unreal. They come to social media and they try to run strangers. And I've just seen this, and I saw Rock's video, and Rock was speaking on, so she was speaking nothing but the truth. Sometimes when you say things, like, I don't know, I just think a lot of us should take more of our grandparents and great grandparents, they used to have a lot of sayings, y'all. And those sayings, I truly, truly understand it. When we were young, we were hearing them over and over. So eventually, we picked up on them because we would hear it so much. But sometimes we would wonder why they say it so much. But now I see, because sometimes it calls for it. It calls for it to be said. Thank you, Rock, so much. I just got that notification. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the Cash App. I really do appreciate it. And anybody in the comments today, if you have an incident where you've been kind of like attacked or somebody just doesn't like you, leave it in the comments. We can talk about it, because maybe they'll hear this and they'll know that it's not that serious. Like, you falling out with people, you run into other people's chat talking shit about people, and it's not even that serious. Those people probably are not thinking about you. They're not thinking about you. Annie says, I try to support everyone as much as I can. You truly do. Annie supports everybody. Lisa Garrett comes in and supports. Jen to the tail. It's a lot of local people, a lot of ladies, a lot of fellow ladies. Y'all, we support each other. And then it's a lot of people that who you just you meet on your own. I feel like you have to venture out. You can't always just stay in the same little, community. And just stay out of the mess. If people don't get along, my thing is people can be in my chat who don't get along as long as they aren't attacking each other in the chat. Be cordial, be polite. You don't know. Very few of us have actually met each other, and even if we met each other, guess what? It doesn't mean we will get along, because we don't get along with our families and friends that we see every day. Annie says she tries to support everybody, but the weekends are me time. Exactly. You have to have some me time. Lucinda says, I just said on another channel how when we were children, you would argue and fight and be friends. Lucinda, 5 minutes later, you're friends. Nowadays, people want to troll you, go into somebody else's chat and talk shit. My thing is, I have no respect for you when you do that. Because if you really got something you want to say, come back to my chat and address me. Because I've clearly said that I don't hold that shit. If you don't speak to me in another chat, I speak to you. I got one time to speak to you. Like I said, I don't just say, oh, she didn't speak to me. Because sometimes a person might just walk out and they busy. You might not see everybody that spoke to you in the chat. But I can tell when people are throwing subliminal messages at you in the chat. Like, so when you start doing that kind of shit, I leave you alone. I leave you alone because I don't know you and you don't know me. And then for you to be throwing subliminal messages towards somebody you know on an app, something got to be wrong with you. Something is absolutely wrong with you. Thank you, Rock. I appreciate it. Please support Lions Pride, $VT5. I appreciate that, sis. Book says, yes. Right, Annie. I just said taking my Sunday. Yeah, taking my Sundays for me. And honestly, Rock, if people knew each other like they thought they knew each other on here, they could tell. I could tell that Lucinda was busy. I hadn't seen Lucinda that much in the past few days. Then I found out I didn't even know that she had a new grandbaby. I didn't know. But guess what? I wasn't trying to figure out why I didn't see Lucinda. I knew I hadn't done anything to her. I didn't think, and maybe she didn't want to watch me, or maybe she didn't want to comment. But I hadn't seen Lucinda much in some of the chats that I know we frequent. So I knew she was either busy or something was going on. People don't know what people are going through. Like, leave people the hell alone. Leave people alone. And maybe sometimes they just, like you said, y'all, we just need some me time. Me time. Ross says, right, Annie, I just said taking my Sundays for me. Lucinda says, Lions Pride, the person who does that is miserable, right, in their day-to-day life and come on social media to bully and troll. Facts. Book says, it's the adults who are still stuck in high school. Exactly. Ross says, some people leave the chat if you're uplifting someone they don't like. Rob, tell me about it. They leave the chat if you're uplifting somebody they don't like. If you're a mod in somebody's chat, they leave the chat. Some people get mad at you for unmodding them. Lucinda was a mod. And I'm gonna say this now because I see this mod thing is really, really childish. Like, I unmodded. I hate to even say unmodded. People act like that shit is against the law, like you committing a crime. But guess what? I'm not that type of person. If I unmod somebody, unless they come in short and we get into it for real. Lucinda never did a thing to me. I unmodded Lucinda because guess what? Every freaking body loves Lucinda. So guess what that did? That puts a weight on Lucinda. Lucinda's a damn mod in everybody's chat. That's it. That's all. So I'm like, Lucinda, hell, you got people live at the same time every day. And guess what? Lucinda had damn near mod sticks in everybody's chat. I'm like, Lucinda can't be mods everywhere because you do look for your mods to come into some of your lives. And if you modding to people, and people can't always schedule their lives around people who they like because they are, especially if you're like me, you're trying to get your hours. So guess what? I really felt like Lucinda was being overworked. I ain't gonna even lie to you. That was the only reason. And I never even felt like I had to explain it until I saw how angry people got about damn mod sticks. I'm like, what the hell? Rob says, okay, I'm listening now, working. Okay, Rob, I appreciate you, sis. Continue to have a good day at work. Mind over matter Monday. Don't let anything get to you. If it gets to you, like Ross said, we sometimes be saying we ain't bothered. You do be bothered because you come on here and you say stuff. So you do be bothered. Just learn how to handle it and deal with it. Annie said some people are just strange and miserable. Right, Annie, right. Exactly, Rob. To give her a break. Lucinda is a mod for everybody. And guess what? I've been in chats where Lucinda has been asked to be a mod and made a mod. And I've never seen Lucinda turn anybody down. But you got to have some common sense, some damn street sense, some natural born God given sense. If you ain't got common sense, most of us got natural sense. Come on. I'm like, Lucinda can't be in all these different, because you do expect certain people. I see why you have more than 2 or 3. You try to have, I don't like a lot of mods, like maybe 4 to 5, so that maybe they can be in your chat. But the way YouTube is, when you see a good mod, good mods are sought after, and Lucinda is a great mod. People mod her up because she's a great mod. She's welcoming. If somebody's pissed off or mad at her, you'll never know it because she welcomes everybody in the chat. Even, we send stuff on these YouTube streets. We see who really don't click when they used to click and stuff like that. So you'll see Lucinda welcome and speak to any and everybody. And if we just gonna keep it a buck and keep it 100, we see who doesn't click with who and who stays away from who. But then sometimes we all have these mutual content creators who we enjoy, and we all end up in their chats. And like, who was it? Rock? I think somebody said that folks get mad at you for uplifting somebody in somebody else's damn chat. Now, what the hell kind of crap is that? What is that? That's ridiculous. Annie says, do mods get paid? I don't know. I think you can pay your mods. Some people, they say, I don't think all mods get paid, but I know some people do. They pay their mods, or either like they give them gifts from time to time, or they bless them from time to time. I don't know if they pay them like on a regular basis. I know different people do it differently. So some mods get paid, but you would think they all got paid the way some people act. Lucinda said, I just laugh at it all. Right, Lucinda. It's like you can't stress out about this stuff. I don't come on here. I'm not going to come over here trying to bully nobody. I'm not going to come anybody. I'm not going to try to dog folks. The only way I'm going to say snap at somebody if they snap at me. I don't make that a habit of that. That shit get your blood pressure up. You got too much stuff going on in life. You got too much stuff going on at home, at work, with yourself. You don't need to be worried about people you don't know. Lucinda says, Annie, nope, it's a free position. Lucinda says it's a free position. Right, Annie, people get so worked up over a blue stick. Shaking my head. Ross says, I haven't been live in over 6 months. I will be changing up my mods real soon. I have too many. Yes, Ross, that's right. And it's like your mods can come in and do stuff to your comments. And I didn't know that. Like, your mods could come in and do things to your comments. Like when say your live is over and somebody makes a comment. The only person that I thought could delete your comment was the content creator or the person who made the comment. Mods can go in and delete stuff. So you have to really trust your mods as well. Or your mods should be people you really trust. Lucinda says, I speak to everyone. If it's someone I do not click with, I just ignore them and keep interacting with the other people in the chat. And it doesn't mean a damn thing. Right. Y'all don't click. Everybody's not going to click. If we once clicked and we no longer click, guess what? That ain't going to stop nothing else you got to do. Nothing. It's not going to stop nothing else you got to do. Before you got on here, you didn't even know that person 9 times out of 10. Unless you did know this person. But before you got on here, I didn't know you. You didn't know me. Why do we if we clicked once, it's all good. If for some reason we don't click anymore, move on. Like, you don't have to pay me one bit of attention. I don't have to pay you one bit of attention. So, like I said, if I'm in a chat and I don't speak to you, please charge it to, I had to go and do something. I'm at work. One of my kids called, maybe my nieces and nephews. Family comes up. I'm cooking. You could be cooking. I maybe went to use the restroom and I might maybe missed it. But if I speak to you several times and you don't, and I know you don't speak back, guess I'm still not going to get mad at you. I'm just not going to speak to you anymore until you speak to me, because sometimes it's not that important to me. If you don't speak to me and I notice that you got some subliminal shit going on and you throwing little stuff out, guess what? Can't nobody whoop nobody's ass on this app. Like you're on a computer. You're literally looking at a phone. I don't understand the spitting and arguing and hollering and yelling at the laptop, the tablet, and the phone. So if I rubbed you the wrong way, move on and stop mentioning me in somebody else's damn chat. That shit is crazy, y'all. It is crazy. Grown folks. What are we teaching our kids? Like, what are we teaching our grandkids? Lucinda says, I never block nor delete anyone in my chat unless the content creator tells me to. See, like, right, Lucinda, it's like I would expect my mod to bring to my attention. That's because that's what that's you trust those, because some people love mess in the chat. They love it to be real messy. So I expect my mods to bring it to my attention. And then unless it's something really, really just off the chain wrong, then I have mods that I would trust that they got rid of that. They settled that. They fixed that. But if it's something they're doing and it's just a little messy or whatever, bring it to my attention. And then I'm going to be like, okay, go ahead and block them. So I don't know. That mod stick, the power of that mod stick drives people crazy. But I just so love how Lucinda does not let that mod stick affect her. Because when I started seeing all these people act up with these mod sticks, y'all, I was like, damn, can you not unmod somebody on your channel? I'm like, I just took the unmodded Lucinda because Lucinda is everywhere. Like, to me, honestly, if you pay attention to people who you really bond with or connect with, I just felt like that's strenuous. I just felt like it was strenuous. And like Lucinda said, you don't get paid. I'm like, this Lucinda probably was modding for at least 7 or 8 channels. I ain't gonna lie. And I was like, I wasn't going live like that then. So I'm like, why? So I didn't really bother it. But then when I started to go live a little bit more, I'm like, I could see a content creator saying, dang, none of my mods are ever here. Sometimes you got to look at who it is. So you have to be able to trust them, but you got to also make sure that you're not putting extra load on them. Because some people are modding for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 channels. Annie says, difference in opinions should not be reason to fall out with someone, in my opinion. Exactly, Annie. We would not all see things the same way all the time or even ever. Right. If we all saw things the same way, we'd be like robots. If we all saw things the same way, we'd be like robots. Lucinda says, right, Annie? I do not pay attention to that. I'm just here to support. Exactly, Lucinda. Okay, Boots, I appreciate you. And Boots, I caught the tail end of your live today, but you were ending it. It was just as I was getting in my car. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. And see, just like I say, if I might even tell somebody I'm gonna catch their live. And they may not, by the time I get home and get settled, I may not catch that live. But guess what? I'm going to catch one of them. I'm going to go leave a comment on a short. I'm going to do something. I just like to support and be supported. And if you can't support me, you don't like me, you don't want to support me, you don't like what I'm doing on my channel, then do you on your channel. That's why you have one. Everybody who's on YouTube has one, whether they utilize it or not. So if it's a subscriber, just keep moving, keep scrolling. It's just like Instagram, Facebook, all the rest of the stuff. Keep scrolling. Why do your feelings have to be why do your feelings have to be validated? Why does everybody and their mama have to know that Lions Pride said something one day that rubbed me the wrong way? Because guess what? You can bet your sweet ass I'm not telling everybody you rubbed me the wrong way. I'm gonna speak to you the next time. I'm gonna speak to you several times. If you 2 or 3 times and I know that you're in the chat, like I said, sometimes you leave the chat and they're gone for a while. But I speak to you 2 or 3 times and I see you well past those times speaking to somebody else, then I know, okay, we don't click. And if we once clicked, we don't click anymore. Guess what? I don't care. It's too much real stuff to care about that. I cannot believe how many 30, 40, 50 plus year olds act the way they act. What's up, badass? Welcome, welcome, welcome. He says, hey, everyone. Speaking to Lucinda and Books. Books says the mod stick actually gives you superpowers. Books, it got to. I didn't even know. Now, I'm not going to say I wouldn't be curious. Say, for instance, if I had a mod stick in someone's chat, haven't fallen out, nothing is said. I would be a little bit curious, but guess what? I wouldn't hold it against, as long as we're still communicating. See, there are some people on here you've developed that type of relationship with. Now, I ain't going to lie. Certain people, I'll address like, what's going on? What did I do? Or what happened? But for the most part, and I can count those people on my hands. But for the most part, I don't care. Because sometimes people just mod you because they just want you to be able to drop their links. But there's only a few people, and I can name them, like Lucinda, Rock, Books, Loca, Sin City, and Georgia Girls, Six Bowls, SD1. It's people that I can name who I would truly feel like, Chef Finds Wine, Jill. So it may be 15 people I can name that I would really say, okay, something's not right. But other than that, because they've shown me that respect, and we've to what I feel like we've gotten that relationship like that. But anybody else, I'm not going to be mad at you. We're just going to move on and keep it moving. You speak to me, I'm going to speak to you. You don't, I won't. If I speak to you, you don't speak to me. I might speak another time or two. Like I said, I'm not going to hold it against you. Maybe you didn't see it. But if I continue to and you don't, then we don't have to speak. But we don't have to argue. We don't have to dislike each other. And we don't have to run to other chats talking shit. For nothing. For nothing. Oh, Annie laughing at what Book say. Book says that about that mod stick. I'm telling you, Annie, that mod stick is like, whoa. It's like, whoa. That's just like at work. Y'all, at my job, it's some people, they ain't got to speak to me. I don't care. Now, like I always say, my grandparents taught me everybody's due is speaking. So that's why I feel like even if we had some little words, we feel like if I speak to you 2 or 3 times and you don't, then I'm done. I'm not speaking to you again. If you speak to me, it depends on my mood. But if I know I've gone out the way and I've spoken to you 2 or 3 times, and I know I've seen you under me speaking to several other people, then I'm going to leave you alone. Because we don't have to deal with each other. Like, that's all it is, people. You each have a channel. Worry about how you run your channel. Don't worry about how somebody else runs their channel. Don't worry about it. Why are you taking on another stress? Why are you taking on another stressor that you don't have to have? It's unreal. It's unreal. Like, I just like who I like. I'm blunt, but I try to come on here and have fun. And sometimes, like my mom used to say, sometimes you can be too blunt. So I own that. I accept that. So sometimes you do have to do self-reflection. So if there is a little situation, I'll say, okay, now what did I say? And if I can't really find anything that I said, and I know I didn't say anything, then guess what? That means we just don't click. And if you approach me and say, well, I think you said this, I'm going to listen to what you say. But if I think you were wrong, then you're wrong. But if I feel like you were right, guess what? I'm not too big to say, you know what, you were probably right. I shouldn't have done it. My bad. I apologize. Whatever I need to say. But sometimes people are trying to hold you to a standard that they don't even live up to, y'all. People try to hold you to a standard that they don't even live up to. Because it's a lot of these people that be running around here through these chats, always having issues with somebody every so often. And you never see them try to like quell a situation. It's always, they said this and they did me like this, and I know how to unsubscribe, or I know how to block. Guess what? You weren't the only one that learned how to do that. And that's probably what you need to do, because it seems like you're a little bit stressed out. You seem a little stressed. Take that stress, girl. Don't let me be your stress. Don't let me be your stress. I say all the time, don't let me be your stress, baby. You don't know me. And also, don't let bothered people bother you. Some people just bothered, y'all. They just bothered. Don't let those bothered people bother you. Don't let bothered people bother you. Shit, I feel like Deion Sanders. I need to put that on a t-shirt. Don't let bothered people bother you. Shit, and I'm like this. I'm looking out for you. Don't let me stress you out. Don't let me stress you, especially to the point where you running your grown ass around in chats telling people about how other folks run their channel. I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand it. People who support me, I might see them comment 3 or 4 times. I run over there, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm getting ready for work, I might leave them 1 comment. Well, guess what? When I get a break, I'm gonna go back and leave. I'm not trying to do that tit for tat either. If you leave me 5 comments, I might not be able to leave you 5. I'm trying to leave you 2 or 3, maybe sometimes it may be 1. And I feel the same way. If I leave you 5, I'm not going to be offended as long as I see you. And then I might not see you. I don't have to see you that day, the next day. Like people have lives. They have schedules. They have routines. As long as when I do see you, you're polite and cordial to me, I can have left you. I could leave you 20 comments to your 1. Because that doesn't necessarily mean you didn't watch a video because I didn't see you in a chat or a live. It doesn't mean that. So I'm just so over it. That's why I try to venture out into to see, new subscribers, new content creators from different y'all. That's why I just Lions Pride, because I'm like, when you're trying to have like these channels where you have like relationship channels, shit, we got enough relationships already. I ain't gonna lie to you. You got your husband, your wife, you got your significant other, you got your kids, you got your family, you got your friends, you got your acquaintances that's right there in the town with you. You got your co-workers, you got people that associates, you have your council people, hell, you got the people in your community. We have enough relationships. Why can't we come on here and just be happy-go-lucky? And maybe discuss some issues, worldly issues. I like discussing worldly issues, but you can't hardly discuss worldly issues. Now, I know when it's complete strangers, yeah, you may clash and get into an argument because y'all are complete strangers and people don't give a damn about showing their behind. But if it's a worldly issue, if we have a conversation right now, like we talked about the abortion thing, I should be able to come on here and talk to Annie, Rock, Lucinda, Boots, like I was talking about Chef Finest Wine, Jill, and have a conversation. Some of us be on one side of the argument, some of us be on the other side of the argument. And we may open each other's eyes to something. But just because you open my eyes to something, yeah, I may see a new perspective and take another look, have another outlook on it, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna change my mind. But I'll be glad for the conversation because you've given me something to ponder on. You've given me another view. And I want to do the same thing for you. But my goal is not to actually change your mind. If it changes, fine. If you change my mind, fine. But sometimes you're just trying to let people know what other people may be feeling and may be going through. That's it. You cannot make people think the way you think or do the things that you would do. And I so hate when I hear, yes, Annie, come on here to have fun. Have fun. I so hate when I hear people say, she better do this. What I would do, he better do this. What I would do, this gonna do this. She should have did this. It's a lot of shit in everybody's life that somebody at some point could have told them what they could have, should have, would have did. But everybody on here saying that shit act like they got stuff just right, just. They act like they got stuff like they are perfect. If they were perfect, guess what? They probably would be on here. If I was perfect, I wouldn't be on here because I come on here to have fun. Sometimes you come on, like we said, you come on, like Annie said, you come on here to have fun. You come on here to try to kick back and get away sometimes. And then, yes, you see everybody like a little drama, a little tea, but sometimes the drama and the shit that's on here is just way too far. It's way too much. You can even see some people going back and forth and argue. I mean, what the hell are they arguing about? Nobody, if you haven't really met a person, what the hell are you arguing about? The conversation in the chat? Okay, maybe it was the topic of the subject. But I'm just not here to be dogging people out. I like to watch what I watch. You can say, oh, she said she positive, but she be in so-and-so's chat. Damn sure do, because I like their content creator. I might really like their content creator. Hell, a lot of times you can be in the chat and you ain't really even thinking about what the damn conversation is. But I like certain content creators, whether people think they messy or not, I like them. It's how they treat me. And as long as they aren't bullying and harassing and just doing the most and overstepping boundaries. People have boundaries. This app, they act like there are no boundaries. Annie says, going back in the office, I will catch the replay for the remainder of the live. Have a nice day, everyone. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your day. Boots, they have no boundaries. So, yeah, I can be here or there, but I bet you one thing about the people where I'm at, they have boundaries. They have standards. They know that certain lines aren't to be crossed or shouldn't be crossed. So I haven't done anything to anybody. So if you don't like it, just don't come over here. Like, and Boots, I even hate that happen, Boots, because it's like, why bring some mess, your mess? Why bring your mess to somebody else's chat? Like, why bring your raw feelings, your ugly feelings, your sad, mad feelings to somebody else's chat about another person? Exactly, Rob. Exactly. Exactly, because it's people on here that support a lot of people that I don't click with anymore. It's people on here that you don't have to like. If I haven't fallen out with you, why am I gonna stop supporting you because somebody else stopped supporting you? I don't get that. I don't. It's so childish, and a lot of the ones that talk the most damn noise and all that, they big bad Billy Badass, are the ones who act the most childish. Because that's so childish to me. You don't support somebody, so you gotta let any and everybody know when you go to their chat because you're trying to get them to stop supporting them. That's crazy. Y'all, this lady just walked up to the wrong car. she just, y'all, she was about to open my door. She said, oh. see, see, if I was like I used to be, and there wasn't nothing, there was nothing, y'all. It was an honest mistake. So you have to know and own your shit. And I know if I was the way I used to be, I wouldn't have even thought about it that way, like it was an honest mistake. I would have been like, this bitch trying to get in my car. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes you have to check yourself. And when I check myself, it may not be the way you want me to check myself, but hey, I know when to check myself. Don't tell me who to support. Like our parents, you know, we grown. We are grown. We don't all do what our parents and grandparents and aunties and uncles tell us to do at this point. You think I'm going to just do what somebody else tells me to do on an app? Right, Rob. That's that right there. And then it's like when they don't support you anymore, they think that whoever rocks with them is like, if they don't stop supporting you, it's like they're a traitor. I'm like, is this high school? Is this street gangs? Like, what is this? It's an app. It's an app. It's an app. Like, get over it. Get over it. Like, I think one day, I think it was Six Bowls, she was in the chat and she said something. We were talking about superstitious, being superstitious. And I forgot what she called it or what she said it was being. But Boots was like, no. And I agree with Boots. But at the same time, I couldn't tell Six Bowls that it wasn't, I don't know if she said it was voodoo or something like that. I couldn't tell her that. No, it, you know, to me, that's not voodoo. That's not not my perception of voodoo. Y'all did not one damn argument break loose because of that. It was something that we was talking about being superstitious. And Books was saying, you know, and so Six Bowl said it was like voodoo. Books said no. I feel like it's not either. But at the same, and nobody argued about it. It was a little dialogue, and that was it. We was on to the next thing. Because guess what? Six Bowls is gonna believe what Six Bowls believe. And I'm not gonna tell her she's right or wrong because she's living for Six Bowls. Boots is gonna believe what Boots believes. I'm gonna believe what I believe. I can't tell Boots if what she's thinking. When Boots says it's not voodoo, I couldn't say, "Oh yes, it is, Boots." I agree with Six Bowls. When Six Bowls says it's voodoo, I couldn't say, "No, it's not." Six Bowls. I agree with Boots. I could say, "Well, Six Bowls, I agree with Boots. I don't feel like that's voodoo." I couldn't. What? Where's the anger? Where is it? Where is it for me to get mad at her? So y'all, just don't let people rob your peace. Thank y'all for coming in. Lucinda, I appreciate you. Rock, I appreciate you. Boots, Annie, I appreciate any and everybody. Badass, all of you guys that came through. Cool Gamer, Tina, that came in earlier. I be trying to name everybody, y'all, because if it's not like it's 100 people, but sometimes I forget. So don't charge it to my heart. I just can't remember. But what I do appreciate is it doesn't matter if it was just me and one person, me and however many people. You came by, you show support, you chatted, whether you stay for a minute, whether you stay the whole time. That's what I appreciate. See you later, Lucinda. See you later, Rock. See you later, Boots. Again, thanks all of you guys for coming. And y'all remember, peace. Don't let anybody steal it. Positivity. Keep it positive. Remove yourself from the negativity. And if you're feeling negative, remove yourself from it. Because sometimes we do feel a little negative. But we're allowed. Aren't we entitled? Damn. Like, we all trying to live and make it around here. So aren't we entitled? So just think, though. Think peace. Think positivity. And think prosperity. Think about prospering. and hanging on to this other stuff that other people can't let go. Let them bother people bother themselves. Don't let bother people bother you. And baby, if I'm bothering you, please release that stress. Don't let me be your stress. Y'all have a blessed day. I see y'all on the next live. Y'all know I got to keep going live. That's why I went live on YouTube, because I'm on the StreamYard. Y'all the free StreamYard. You only get so much. And I need my watch hours. Bye, y'all. I enjoyed you guys. This was a great conversation. And nobody was arguing. We were just stating straight adult facts. So y'all have a great, great rest of your. And look at Tennessee Michelle. Look at my Tennessee Michelle, and came in here on the tail end of it. Thank you, Tennessee Michelle. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming in. We're about to get out of here, but I'm gonna go live again. I want to say later, but y'all, every time I say I'm going live later today, I don't. But I do plan to go live again soon. I really, really do. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming in. Like I said, this was an adult live. I appreciate everybody's perspective. We don't all have to agree. We can agree, we can disagree, we can agree to disagree. And it doesn't always take us to actually say that, because 2 or 3 minutes of conversation, 2 or 3 minutes of chatter back and forth, we automatically know we don't agree. Move on to the next thing. Be an adult, be grown. Be grown. I do too, Tennessee Michelle. Catch the replay, sis, if you can. I would appreciate it. Y'all, please thumbs up the live. Anybody who comes across this live, please thumbs up the live. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Tap that notification bell. Hit always so that you'll know the next time I upload a video. You'll know the next time I go live. If you can stop by for a minute, I appreciate you. It's all support. If you can stop by for the whole time, I appreciate you. 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. It's all support. We all have lives. Stop thinking people don't support you. People probably truly support you more than you really know. Okay? Don't let other people stress you out. Don't let bother people bother you. And if I'm stressing you out, whoever it is that's running around in chats, don't like what I say on my channel, girl, man, release that stress. Don't let me be your stress. Don't let me be your stress. Forget about it. We just don't click. Sometimes you just don't click. It's a grown thing to do. If you speak to me, I'll speak to you. If you don't, I won't. This is an app. Very few of us really know each other. Like, don't come on here to be stressed. Come on here to release your stress. Come on here to say hello, how you doing? And be happy. Take a deep breath in 2 or 3 times. In and out. In and out. In and out. And work. And work. And let it go. Mind playing tricks on you. Tennessee Michelle says, hey, Lucinda Baxter. Hey, lady. Rock says, hey, T and Michelle. Yes, y'all just take a few deep breaths in. You know, counting doesn't work for me. Because I ain't gonna lie, I used to be a high head. Like, counting didn't work for me. They talking about count to 5. I'm like, count to 5, I'm ready to count to 10. Count to 10 definitely ain't gonna get it. So sometimes you have to find out what works for you. For me, in and out. In and out. And sometimes, like Lucinda said, just that damn keep it moving. Sometimes that's the best thing to do. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. And don't let a disagreement cause you to fall out. And if it does, guess what? That's not the end of the world either. Maybe you'll click again in the future. Maybe you won't. We're all human. Nobody is above making mistakes. Nobody is above. Everybody ain't going to always get along. That's why I say everybody's not going to always get along. Get along with those who you do get along with. Treat them well. Respect them. And if somebody says something, let them know. Maybe they didn't take it that way. Maybe they didn't think they said something wrong. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they don't think it that way. You know, if it bothers you so much that you got to keep talking about it weeks, months, a year later, maybe you need to talk to them. Or maybe you need to talk to somebody. You need to talk to somebody. It's an app. Don't be mean to people intentionally. Don't bully people. Don't be cruel to people. That's the only thing I ask. If you ever see me doing that, then tell me you don't like the way I'm doing something. Yep, give them the gift of goodbye. That's right, Lucinda. On that note, give them the gift of goodbye. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next live. Y'all have a great rest of your Monday. Remember, mind over matter. And I don't say some things just because I got everything just right. I say those things because, like I always tell you guys, we have to uplift ourselves. Sometimes nobody's going to uplift you besides, well, God's going to always uplift you. But if you're in that state of mind where you're not thinking that anybody's uplifting you, guess what? Uplift yourself. Uplift yourself. Uplift yourself. Record yourself. Record yourself being positive, being motivational. Listen to it. People are always telling people to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. Well, sometimes pull your emotions up, uplift yourself. Because a lot of times people don't even want to see you happy. People want to see you down, out, and downtrodden. Uplift yourself. See y'all. See y'all on the next live.